What if everything you've been taught about money was only half the truth? Think about it. You worked hard, sacrificed, pushed yourself, yet deep inside you feel like something is missing. You see others with less effort move forward while you remain stuck, trapped in the same cycle. And you wonder, why not me? Why do I give so much, yet receive so little in return? If you've ever felt that quiet frustration, if you've ever carried that hidden ache, you are not alone. What you're experiencing isn't failure. It isn't weakness. It's simply that you've been playing by rules that were never designed to set you free. Because here's the truth. Money does not move the way you think it does. It's not about hours. It's not about effort. It's not about struggle. Money is energy, a current, a flow. And just like the tides of the ocean or the pull of gravity, it is governed by laws, invisible laws, laws that shape your reality, whether you know them or not. And until now, you've been blind to them. That's why every raise feels like it disappears. Why every new opportunity slips through your fingers. Why every breakthrough leaves you right back where you started. But what if it didn't have to be this way? What if, instead of chasing money, you could align with it? What if you could step into the rhythm that already exists, the rhythm that wealthy people live by without ever putting it into words? These laws are not theories. They are not abstract. They are as real as the air you breathe. And once you understand them, everything changes. The heaviness you feel when you open your bills begins to lift. The anxiety that keeps you up at night begins to quiet. And in its place comes clarity, freedom, and peace. The first truth you must understand is this. Money responds to belief. If deep inside you feel unworthy, undeserving, or ashamed, no amount of strategy will ever work. Because belief is the doorway. What you allow yourself to imagine, you allow yourself to receive. Scarcity thoughts create scarcity outcomes. Abundance thoughts open channels you never knew existed. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the way reality bends around the energy you hold. And right now, that energy is being tested. Next, understand this. Money mirrors value, not sweat, not exhaustion, value. When you bring value to others, money is drawn to you like iron to a magnet. It doesn't care if you work 10 hours or 2. It cares if you solved a problem, lifted a burden, sparked a transformation. Every dollar you've ever earned is proof of the value you've created. And when you give more than you take, when you pour into others with sincerity, the flow returns multiplied. But that flow cannot exist without circulation. Money must move. Hoard it, cling to it, fear losing it, and you cut yourself off. It withers. But when you allow it to flow with intention, spending, investing, sharing with purpose, it breathes. And like breath, it expands. It comes back stronger, fuller, more alive. The more you let it circulate, the more it grows. And gratitude is the silent force behind it all. What you appreciate, appreciates. When you focus only on what's missing, life gives you more of what's missing. But when you stop, even for a moment, to notice what's already here, you send out a signal. That signal draws more blessings, more opportunities, more wealth. Gratitude turns what you have into enough, and enough is the soil from which abundance grows. But none of this matters without alignment. If your actions betray your values, money slips away. If you sell what you don't believe in, if you chase what doesn't match your spirit, you'll always feel resistance. But when your purpose matches your path, when what you do is an extension of who you are, money comes with less effort, less friction. Alignment makes wealth feel natural, not forced. And at the center of everything lies service. The greatest fortunes were never built on greed. They were built on giving, on solving problems for others, on touching lives in ways that ripple outward. The more people you serve, the more prosperity you attract. Service is not sacrifice, it's expansion. It's the bridge between you and the abundance waiting for you. But none of it unlocks without faith. Faith is the final law. Faith is what carries you when fear tells you to stop. It is what keeps you walking when you cannot see the ground beneath your feet. Without it, every step feels heavy. With it, opportunities multiply in ways logic can't explain. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. And now, the question remains, will you keep struggling against laws you cannot see, or will you step into them and let them carry you? Because money has never been your enemy. It has been waiting for you to understand its nature, waiting for you to open the door, waiting for you to believe, to give, to circulate, to align, to serve, to trust. The laws are already here. They are already working. The only choice left is whether you will step into their flow. You already feel it, don't you? That quiet pull inside, the realization that money has never been random. Every struggle, every disappointment, every fleeting success, it all makes sense now. You were never cursed. You were never broken. You were simply unaware of the laws guiding the game. And the moment awareness arrives, everything changes. The fog lifts, the excuses fade, and what was once impossible begins to feel within reach. But awareness alone is not enough. Knowing the laws without living them is like holding the key but refusing to open the door. You must decide, will you continue drifting or will you step into mastery? This is where the stakes rise, because once you've seen the truth, you cannot return to ignorance. You can't unknow it. From here, every choice will either align you with abundance or push you deeper into struggle. There is no neutral ground. Think of your life right now. The bills waiting, the dreams delayed, the weight on your shoulders. How much longer can you keep carrying it? How many years have already passed in the shadow of scarcity, in the grip of fear? If nothing changes, where will you be 5 years from now? Still chasing, still exhausted, still wondering why others seem to move effortlessly while you grind in silence. That vision is heavy. It burns because you know it's possible. You know you were meant for more. That fire in your chest isn't wrong. It's proof. Proof that your spirit refuses to accept a life of limitation. And that's why these laws matter. They are not concepts to admire. They're not words to repeat. They are invitations to step into a higher reality where money serves you instead of enslaving you. Imagine living without the constant anxiety of lack. Imagine waking up each morning with clarity, knowing the flow is on your side. Imagine the freedom of making choices based on desire, not desperation. That vision is not fantasy. It is the natural result of alignment with the laws already working beneath the surface. But here's the catch. The laws will not bend to you. You must bend to them. You must choose to release the old patterns that kept you small. You must release the fear that told you to cling. You must release the doubt that whispered you were unworthy, because the laws respond only to truth, to faith, to action. Every second you hesitate, every day you wait, you delay the abundance that is already meant for you. Time doesn't pause, opportunities don't wait, and wealth doesn't grow in hesitation, it grows in motion. Look back on your life. Every moment of hesitation cost you something. The job you didn't apply for, the idea you never pursued, the investment you doubted, the words you swallowed. The opportunities that passed were not punishment, they were mirrors. Mirrors showing you what happens when fear rules over faith. And if you continue the same, the pattern repeats. The losses stack higher. The pain cuts deeper. The regret grows louder, but it doesn't have to. You can break the cycle now, not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because the shift does not require years of waiting. It requires a single decision. A decision to live by the laws that have been guiding abundance all along. The decision to believe instead of doubt, to circulate instead of hoard, to give instead of grasp, to align instead of betray yourself, to serve instead of compete, to walk in faith instead of fear. That decision is power. It is the moment where everything changes. You were not born to struggle endlessly. You were not born to fear every bill, to chase every dollar, to shrink your dreams just to survive. You were born to create, to expand, to live in a flow that grows richer the more you trust it. The hidden laws of money are not outside of you. They are within you. They always have been. And once you embrace them, the weight lifts, the doors open, and the world begins to respond to you in ways you cannot yet imagine. This is your moment. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to hand you the life you desire. It is in your hands right here, right now. You've seen the truth. You felt the shift, and the question remains, will you step into the flow, or will you keep standing on the edge, waiting for a sign that has already been given? The laws are waiting. The abundance is waiting. And the only thing missing is your choice. Every moment you hesitate, you trade your future for your fear. You trade possibility for comfort, even though comfort has never truly comforted you. Deep down, you know this. You know that the path you've been walking will only take you to more of the same. More struggle, more worry, more nights lying awake asking yourself if you'll ever break free. But the truth is simple. You were never meant to live small. That voice inside you, the one that keeps whispering there must be more, has been right all along. You've carried the weight of limitation for too long, the weight of believing you are not enough, the weight of thinking money is scarce, the weight of fearing you'll never catch up. And with every day that passes, that weight only grows heavier. But here's the truth. That weight is an illusion. The moment you decide to release it, it falls. The moment you align yourself with the laws that govern abundance, the chains break. And when they break, you feel it. A sudden lightness, a surge of energy, a knowing that the life you've been chasing is already within reach. This is the point where excuses no longer serve you. Excuses kept you safe. Excuses kept you small. Excuses told you that circumstances, luck, or timing were to blame. But excuses are nothing more than fear in disguise. And fear has stolen enough from you. Every dollar lost, every dream delayed, every chance abandoned. Fear was the thief, and you've given it enough power. Now imagine for a moment if you stop feeding that fear. Imagine if, instead of shrinking, you expanded. Imagine if you believed so deeply in the unseen laws that you acted with certainty, even when everything around you tried to shake you. That belief, that courage, that faith, that is what transforms lives. Not someday, not eventually, instantly, because the world does not wait for hesitation. It responds to boldness. It rewards those who move with conviction. The stakes could not be higher. Every day you delay, you aren't just losing time, you're losing momentum, losing opportunities that will never return. Time is the one thing you cannot earn back. And if you look closely, you'll see that money is never the true loss. The true loss is the life you could have lived, the dreams you could have fulfilled, the impact you could have made. That is what slips away every time you choose fear over faith. But here's the power that changes everything. One decision can rewrite it all. One moment of clarity, one moment of courage, one moment where you decide enough is enough. And in that moment, the energy shifts, the current turns, the flow begins to move in your favor. That is not a fantasy. It is the way these laws have always worked. Life bends to your decision. It bends to your belief. It bends to the energy you dare to embody. So ask yourself right now, how much longer will you settle for less than what you're capable of? How much longer will you silence the voice inside that knows you were made for more? How much longer will you watch others live in abundance while you hold yourself back with doubts that were never even yours to carry? You don't need permission. You don't need proof. You need the courage to act as if the laws are already working for you, because they are. The universe does not reward hesitation. It rewards alignment. It rewards gratitude. It rewards service. It rewards faith. These are not just words. They are forces, forces that have been shaping your life, whether you believed in them or not. And the moment you choose to work with them instead of against them, the game changes. The weight lifts. The opportunities multiply. The freedom you've been chasing finally begins to chase you. This is not about wishing. This is not about waiting. This is about stepping into your power now. Every second you delay, you tell the universe you are not ready, but you are ready. You've always been ready. And now the choice is in your hands. Will you continue down the road of scarcity, fear, and regret? Or will you step boldly into the flow, into the laws, into the abundance that has been waiting for you all along? The decision is yours. And it is the single decision that will define everything that comes next. You already know the truth is in front of you. You can feel it burning in your chest, the realization that your life has been shaped by unseen patterns and that every struggle has been pointing you toward this very moment. The choice cannot be postponed. Every day you wait, the gap between where you are and where you could be grows wider. Every hesitation is another opportunity missed, another door closed, another chance gone. You cannot afford to stand still anymore. Think of everything you've endured. The moments you stayed silent when you should have spoken. The dreams you shelved because they felt too far. The countless hours spent working harder while never feeling ahead. All of it has led you here, and here is where you decide whether that story continues or ends. You are not powerless. You never were. You've simply been trained to forget that money is not paper, not numbers, not debt. It is energy, it is flow, it is law. And law answers only to alignment. If you want more, you must become more. If you want wealth, you must step into the identity of someone who attracts it. You cannot live in fear and expect abundance. You cannot cling to scarcity and expect freedom. The life you desire does not wait for you to be ready. It waits for you to decide. Decision is the trigger. Decision is the spark. Decision is the point where the old story burns away and a new one begins. But decision without action is nothing. You must act as though the laws are already working in your favor, because they are. Every thought you carry sends a signal. Every choice you make carries energy. Every action you take announces to the universe what you believe you deserve, and the universe never fails to deliver. If you believe in lack, lack is what arrives. If you believe in expansion, expansion follows. You have been programming your reality without even knowing it. Now it's time to do it with intention. This is bigger than money. This is about the life you've denied yourself, the moments you've delayed joy, the dreams you've placed on hold until someday. But someday is a lie. Someday does not come. You have only now. And the longer you wait, the more pieces of your life slip through your fingers. Time is not on your side, but decision is, faith is, alignment is. That is where your power lies. Close your eyes and imagine yourself free. Free from debt, free from fear, free from the weight that has kept you small. Imagine waking up each day with clarity, with peace, with energy, knowing money flows to you with ease because you are living in harmony with the laws that govern it. That image is not a fantasy. It is a blueprint. It is your potential waiting for you to claim it. The only barrier between you and that reality is the choice you make right now. You've been given a gift, and that gift is awareness. Most people live their entire lives blind to these truths. They die with their dreams unfulfilled, their potential unrealized, their power untouched. But you are different. You are awake. You have seen behind the curtain, and now you can never go back. You can never again tell yourself that money is luck, that wealth is only for the few, that freedom is out of reach. You know too much now. And knowing demands action. This is the moment that defines you. Will you keep walking the road of fear, repeating the cycle of scarcity until it buries you? Or will you rise, align with the laws, and step boldly into the abundance that has been waiting for you all along? No one can decide for you. No one can walk this path in your place. It is yours and yours alone. But hear this clearly, the universe does not hesitate. The moment you step forward, it responds. The moment you choose faith, the doors begin to open. The moment you embody abundance, abundance finds its way to you. The laws are not waiting for tomorrow. They are waiting for you now. The flow is already moving. The only question is, will you move with it or will you stay behind? This is the moment where the weight of every decision you've ever made presses against you. You feel it in your chest, that quiet urgency, that pull that will not let you ignore the truth any longer. You cannot wait. You cannot postpone, because the longer you linger in hesitation, the more you pay the price in silence. And the price is not just money. It is your life, your freedom, your dreams. Every second you remain still, you trade your potential for fear. You cannot afford to keep paying that debt. Think about what hesitation has already cost you. The opportunities you walked past, the ideas you buried, the chances you allowed to die before they could live. That is the real loss, not the bills, not the bank account. The loss is in what could have been. The loss is in the life you've been denying yourself, the vision you see so clearly but keep pushing further into the distance. And if you're honest, the thought of reaching the end of your life with all that potential still locked inside you terrifies you more than anything else. That is why this matters now. That is why you cannot look away. There comes a point where excuses break under their own weight, where the stories you've told yourself can no longer protect you, where you realize you are the only one holding the chains in place. That point is now, and once you see it, you cannot pretend you don't. You either take the step forward into alignment, or you choose to stay trapped in the same cycle. There is no middle ground. There is no waiting room between fear and faith. It is one or the other. You must understand that the laws of money are not waiting for you to believe in them. They are already at work. Every thought, every action, every choice is feeding them. Right now, they are shaping your reality, whether you acknowledge them or not. And if you continue to live in doubt, they will continue to deliver scarcity. If you continue to cling, they will continue to withhold. If you continue to fear, they will continue to mirror that fear back to you. But the instant you shift, the instant you act as though abundance is already yours, those same laws bend in your favor. They cannot resist faith. They cannot resist alignment. They cannot resist action born of conviction. You've been searching for a sign, and here it is. The reason you are hearing this now is not by accident. Somewhere deep inside, you already knew there was more. You knew the rules you were taught about money were incomplete. And this message is confirmation. The doors you've been waiting for will not open until you decide. And when you do, the universe rushes to meet you halfway. That is the nature of the laws. That is the way the flow moves. But do not confuse this with chance. This is not luck. This is not randomness. This is responsibility. You are responsible for the energy you carry. You are responsible for the choices you make. You are responsible for the beliefs you hold. And when you take responsibility, you take back your power, because then you stop waiting for someone else to hand you permission and you begin to create the reality that belongs to you. The urgency is real. Every moment you delay is another moment you could have been free. Another moment you could have been building the life you crave instead of surviving the one you settled for. And you know in your heart you were not put here to settle. You were not born to simply get by. You were born to expand, to create, to experience the fullness of life. That fullness cannot be reached while you cling to fear. It can only be reached when you step boldly into faith. So ask yourself, will you keep trading your power for excuses? Will you keep shrinking when life is begging you to rise? Or will you finally step into the flow, finally trust the laws, finally claim the abundance that has been waiting for you all along? This is the choice that defines everything. And once you choose, nothing will ever be the same. You cannot afford to forget what you've just realized, because the moment you slip back into doubt, the old cycle will tighten its grip again. Fear will creep in, whispering the same lies it always has, that you're not ready, that you're not capable, that things will never change. But now you know the truth. Now you see the pattern. And once you see, you cannot unsee. You cannot hide from this moment of clarity. You either step forward or you willingly choose to remain in the cage that has been holding you. And you know that cage is suffocating you. You've lived long enough on the edge of your potential. You've lived long enough watching others claim opportunities while you second guess yourself into silence. Every time you've delayed action, you've watched the moment dissolve, and with it, a piece of your future. How many more moments are you willing to sacrifice? How many more times will you watch your dreams fade in the name of caution while your spirit aches for more? That ache inside you is not weakness. It's a signal. It's the universe screaming that you were never meant for an ordinary life. You were meant to step into abundance, to create, to expand, to lead. And the only thing standing in the way is the fear you've been feeding. Imagine yourself 5 years from now if nothing changes. The same bill stacked on the counter, the same frustration every time you look at your bank account, the same gnawing regret that you knew the truth but did nothing with it. That is the cost of inaction. That is the future waiting, if you choose to stay silent now. But imagine the alternative. Imagine yourself 5 years from now living in flow. Opportunities come to you because you've aligned yourself with the laws that govern wealth. You are free from fear because you know money is not an enemy, it's an ally. You wake up without the heavy weight of scarcity because you've learned to live in service, in gratitude, in faith. Which reality will you choose to create? This is not about chance. This is not about waiting for something outside of you to shift. The shift begins within you. The laws are already in motion. They are shaping your life this very second. And they will keep shaping it until you decide to change the energy you bring to them. That's the truth most people will never accept. They will blame circumstances. They will blame timing. They will blame luck. But the brave take responsibility. And when you take responsibility, you take power. Power to redirect your life. Power to break free from scarcity. Power to write a story of abundance. And make no mistake, the cost of hesitation is everything. Every day you wait, you reinforce the chains. Every day you wait, you prove to yourself that fear still owns you. But when you act, even in the smallest way, you send out a different signal. You declare to yourself and the universe that you are ready. And the moment you do, the laws respond. Doors open, ideas surface, opportunities multiply. Because life does not reward hesitation. Life rewards movement. You are standing on the edge of transformation, but you cannot stay on the edge forever. At some point, you must leap. And the leap is not into darkness. It is into alignment, into trust, into a flow that has been waiting to carry you forward the entire time. You don't need to see every step. You don't need to have every answer. You only need to decide that fear will no longer write your story. Because the truth is this, the story of scarcity was never yours. It was given to you, taught to you, forced on you, but you are not required to carry it any longer. So here you are, faced with a decision that will define the rest of your life. You can cling to the old and keep living the story of struggle, or you can rise into the new and let the laws of abundance work through you. No one can choose for you. No one can walk this path in your place. It is yours alone. And the time is now, not tomorrow, not later, now, because the flow is already moving and it will not wait. The only question is whether you will step into it or be left behind watching others live the life you know was meant for you. You are standing at the threshold of everything you've ever wanted, but thresholds demand courage. They demand you choose whether to step forward into the unknown or retreat back into the familiar change you've outgrown. You already know what the old path offers. More struggle, more waiting, more regret. That story has played itself out, and you felt the emptiness it brings. But the new path, the one lit by these hidden laws, holds freedom, expansion, and abundance. The only cost is your decision to trust it. Do you realize how powerful you are right now? Most people never get to this point. They live blind, sleepwalking through life, clinging to scarcity as if it's safety. But you see through the illusion. You've been given the rarest gift, the awareness that money is energy, that it responds to belief, alignment, gratitude, service, and faith. You are not lost anymore, you are awake. And that means every excuse you've ever leaned on is gone. You can no longer hide behind ignorance. You know the truth, and knowing makes you responsible. But responsibility is not a burden, it is liberation. Because the moment you take responsibility, you take back your power. You stop waiting for someone else to rescue you, and you begin to move the world with your own energy. That is the shift. That is the doorway into abundance. And once you step through it, you will never look at money or at life the same way again. Yet there is danger here too. The danger is not failure. The danger is hesitation. The danger is knowing the truth, but still choosing the comfort of fear. That is the most painful life of all, to see freedom within reach but never claim it, to feel the call of abundance yet stay chained to scarcity. That is a life of regret, and regret cuts deeper than failure ever could, because failure can be redeemed, but regret cannot be erased. This is why you must act now, not tomorrow, not later, now. Every second of delay robs you of momentum. Every moment of hesitation feeds the old story and weakens your belief in the new. You cannot afford to let doubt win again. You've done that before, and you know where it leads. You've lived that cycle, and it has cost you enough. The time has come to rise above it, to step boldly into a reality governed by faith, not fear. Think of what becomes possible when you do. Money is no longer the enemy. It flows because you've aligned yourself with the laws that govern it. Gratitude expands your blessings. Service multiplies your impact. Belief opens doors you never imagined. Faith carries you through uncertainty into opportunities beyond logic. Suddenly life feels lighter. Choices expand. Dreams that once felt impossible become reachable. That is the life waiting for you, but it will not wait forever. You must claim it. You must embody it. You must declare with every thought, every action, every word that you are done with scarcity and ready for abundance. And when you do, the laws respond instantly. The universe bends toward your decision because it always bends toward faith, conviction, and courage. That is the truth you must anchor yourself in. That is the power you must unleash. Do not underestimate what hangs in the balance. This is not just about money. It is about your freedom. It is about your legacy. It is about the life you will hand to those who come after you. If you continue to live in fear, you pass down the chains. But if you rise into abundance, you pass down the key. The choice you make now does not just shape your destiny, it shapes generations. So look at your life, look at your future, and decide. Will you surrender to the old story that has stolen enough from you? Or will you step into the laws that govern abundance and finally live the life you were meant to live? The laws are already working. The flow is already moving. The only question is whether you will rise to meet it or let it pass you by. The power is in your hands, and this moment is the proof that you are ready. Every great transformation begins with a breaking point, a moment when the old self can no longer survive. You are standing in that moment right now. The version of you that lived in scarcity is dying, and it is fighting to pull you back. It whispers doubts, it tempts you with safety, it tells you to wait. But deep inside, you know that waiting is just another word for wasting. Time wasted, opportunities wasted, potential wasted. You have felt the cost of waiting, and it has been too heavy to carry any longer. This is the turning point, the crossroads that demands courage. If you give in to fear, nothing changes. The cycle repeats, the pain compounds, and your dreams fade into memories of what could have been. But if you choose faith, if you lean into the unseen power of these laws, the world bends in your favor. Faith is not weakness, faith is strength. It is the boldest declaration a human can make, that they will no longer bow to fear, but command their life with conviction. Think about what fear has already stolen from you, the chances you didn't take, the ideas you never acted on, the times you played small when you knew you were meant for more. Let that reality burn inside you, because anger at what you've lost can ignite the fire to never lose again. That fire is sacred. It is the fuel that turns hesitation into action and action into transformation. You don't need permission to rise. You only need the decision to stop shrinking. Money itself is not the goal. Money is the mirror. It reflects your belief, your alignment, your willingness to live in harmony with the laws of abundance. When you hold back, it holds back. When you expand, it expands. The flow is always there, waiting for you to step into it. But the flow does not wait for indecision. It responds to clarity. It responds to courage. It responds to the energy of a mind and heart that declare without hesitation that they are ready. Do not be fooled into thinking you have time to waste. Every day you delay is a day you trade away your power. Every moment you stay chained to fear is a moment you could have lived in freedom. And once time is gone, it never returns. That is the urgency you must feel right now, not from panic, but from truth. Life is short. Opportunities are fragile. You cannot afford another cycle of excuses. The clock is ticking, and the decision cannot be postponed any longer. Imagine right now the life waiting for you if you step into this. A life where money flows not with struggle, but with ease. A life where your energy attracts opportunities, partnerships, and blessings. A life where your work is no longer about survival, but about purpose and creation. A life where you never again have to ask if you are enough, because everything around you confirms that you are. That life is not a fantasy. It is the natural result of living in alignment with the laws that govern abundance. But it will not come to you while you sit still. You must move toward it with boldness. You must speak and act as if abundance is already yours, because it is. The universe does not reward hesitation, it rewards faith in action. The laws do not bend for the fearful, they bend for the bold. Every choice you make right now is a declaration. Every thought is a